Yes, all right. Good evening, USA, worldwide, Canada, Long Island, aka Strong Island, plus the five spots of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, and Queens. I'm your man, G Money Stacks, aka the Regulator, YouTuber, creator, host with the most, and the misunderstood lonely nomad, the unstoppable independent podcaster, and rookie podcaster of Queens, New York. And you're rocking with the 169th episode of Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York podcast, live and direct from StreamYard alongside with YouTube and myself is the Instagram live feed. Make sure you turn on the notifications and follow the show's podcast page on the gram. Make sure you follow that. And speaking of which, um, sorry for being late. I had to get freshened up from work, and for the most part, I had to make a last minute change on one of the topics. Um, so yeah, and by the way, if you are new to the channel and you missed any previous episodes whatsoever, don't worry. Everything is all posted and uploaded to the YouTube channel page G Money Stacks 555. And go ahead and grab that subscribe button and the noti bell so you can be reminded when the show goes in the air via live stream. Leave a like and a comment along with the episodes. More video content, upcoming episodes, and previous episodes. And I will gladly get to the audio streaming platforms at the end of the show. All right. Um. Now, before I even go to the transit news, I'd like to do a little thing right here that I always like to do is what you call a little mental health check-in, man. I did not do mental health check-in in the last episode because I was trying to cut to the chase, so I'm just going to um you know go with it. How I'm feeling mentally, physically, and spiritually, you asked. Well, mentally, it could be a little better as far as the heat wave and the excessive heat. Physically, physically, I am I'm not gonna hold you. I am fucking exhausted from a long day of work, and spiritually, I am trying to get better. I am trying to get better on a day by day basis. Um, so yeah, I mean, all these things takes time, though. You know what I'm saying? Um, so yeah. Um, I also had a chance to talk to my sister actually while I was at Big Lots. Um, this was after I clocked out from my shift. So basically, nothing bad happened, folks. So I just wanted to actually find out, well, if she's okay and stuff. So most of the time I was like, because I even asked her, what does it feel like to work from home compared to an office? And a lot of people are actually doing that shit too, because like who wants to be like who wants to go to an office, right? Knowing that there's a lot of slashings and stabbings and shootings going on and stuff like that. So it's like, why not why not try working from home? I mean, you're still gonna get paid, you know what I'm saying? You're still gonna get paid and shit. And and you know you just gotta get with the times, man. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel about that though, man. And for me, I'm actually fortunate and lucky that I don't have an office job compared to my mother and some other people, because For me, be able to I would not be able to function straight because then you have to really because then you got to deal with closed space where there's no sun where you could actually get vitamin D and stuff, and and office jobs is just not for me, man. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's like, and I'm not knocking the people you know, who are working in, the entertainment newsrooms and stuff like that. Your TMZs, which is one of my favorite shows, by the way, and along with others. So, um, so yeah, that's pretty much what my take is on people working from home. And I think it's a good idea because, you know, they don't have to worry about missing their trains and getting up at 5 in the morning to get to us to get to the job at a certain time and stuff. So that's just I just feel it's a good idea. And even if it has to do look, I know a lot of people who some people want to go back to work and stuff, but at some point, like, you have to really think about your self-care. You really have to think about self-care because at some breaking point you have to really know when it is a time and a place to think about your mental health. And I actually mentioned that to my sister too because at the same time, like, you have to really know that you are only human. You know what I'm saying? You are only human, and you don't want to overthink a lot of things because when you do that, you end up being stressed out. So that's just a life lesson for every single person out there that's like, you know being a hard worker and having the best career that they are having right now. So, you know what I'm saying? And as an independent podcaster, I'm able to set my own schedule. That's the thing I like about, being able to set my own time and stuff. Cause I want to do things at my own terms. You know what I'm saying? That way I don't have to worry about the FCC. I don't have to worry about censorship and all that other stuff. Cause I'm not a mainstream person. So so forget about it. That's my take on that. That's my take on that. Um, working from home and how important it is. So remember this life lesson, folks. So there you go. A little gem and a little sprinkle that I had to do. So I wanted to actually do that shit though, man. A little life lesson and there it is. All right. Let me cut to the chase and go to um our next segment, which is the New York Mass Transit Files. All right. Now, I came up on this article on ammy.com in regards to a MTA runaway train in Fiscal Cliff. Let's get to the details. Okay. All right. So, all right. So Here we go. The MTA's fiscal cliff is coming 1 year sooner than expected after outside projections of ridership returns fell short. Some $15 billion in federal slandemic relief money for the MTA will not be able to cover the agency's multi-million-dollar deficit after 2024 instead of 2025. Transit officials said during monthly MTA board meetings Monday, July 25th. We're basically out of federal aid by 2024, which is a year earlier, said MTA Chief Financial Officer Kevin Willens at the agency's Finance Committee meeting. The bottom line is our fiscal cliff is in excess of $2.5 billion and is a year earlier than where just we were in February. The MTA will face shortfalls of around $2.5 billion a year come 2025 amid a drop in fare box revenues and stagnant ridership, which the authority is highly dependent on to pay for running its subways, buses, and commuter rails in and around New York City. Trip rates compared to pre-COVID numbers in 2019 have plateaued in recent months at 61% across all MTA transit modes. Consultants with McKinsey and Company estimated back in November 2020 that the agency would be back at around 77% of pre-slamdemic figures in 2022 and level off at 87% by 2026. But the surge of the Delta and Omicron variants, and more recently, Omicron subvariants have thrown those forecasts off and led the MTA to ask the consultants to redo their estimates this spring. The outside advisors now predict rates to rise to just 69% in 2023, 74% in 2024, 77% in 2025, and 80% in 2026. Under a less optimistic low-case scenario where workers who can stay remote only come into the office 2 days a week, ridership will rise to just 73% by 2026. Full return of ridership may not come until 2035 or even later, senior MTA financial officials said. 2035? 2035? Are you hearing this, folks? I know you heard me read this right though, man. 2035? 2035 is a fucking long time. You know what I mean? It is a long ass time, man. Oh man, it is a long ass time. The MTA will make nearly $4 billion less in fare and tolling revenue over 4 years between 2022 to 2026. To stave off steep fare hikes, service cuts, and layoffs, the MTA will need to get new dedicated funding from state government to fill that multi-billion-dollar hole each year. How many times the MTA is going to be borrowing money and shit, man? This is why they end up being in fucking debt. You know what I'm saying? It's so fucking crazy, and I'm not surprised by all this. Nobody is fucking surprised about all this shit though. Like it's just it's just, to me, it's like, where did the money go? That's the question. That's the question right there, though. Um, and I'm like in my head, man, like, you got to be fucking kidding me. And a lot of people feel that the MCA's been robbing people over the years and stuff, and sometimes they have, you know what I'm saying? Um, and it's just mind boggling to me, and I don't know, but it's just crazy. Um, okay. So the MTA financial officials are also looking at ways to change service to adapt to new slandemic era travel patterns and find efficiencies in its operations. Transit leaders still plan to go ahead with scheduled biannual fare increases next year and in 2025. After Governor Kathy Hochul, who controls the MTA, postponed higher ticket prices for this year. The agency could cut its annual deficit by about $1 billion if transit officials choose to spread out the federal funding through 2028 rather than use as much of it as possible and largely run out by 2025. But this approach requires a whole lot of new dedicated transit money from the state starting as soon as next year, to the tune of nearly $800 million in 2023 and around $1.6 billion each year after that. Hochul and lawmakers in Albany did not allocate any new funds in the current budget, which lasts through spring 2023 of next year. Um, the change in how the money from Washington is spent would also pay off earlier that the agency owes, meaning they'll have to pay less in debt servicing and avoid the cost of using deficit borrowing further down the line. Given what we know now, in my opinion, this is the only responsible approach to best fund and deliver transit to the region, Willen said. Subway trip rates have returned faster on the weekends, while Monday through Friday trips have remained stagnant at just below 60% of pre-slandemic numbers for months, according to MTA's counts. Buses have seen higher returns on weekdays than on weekends, and a larger overall rate than on the rails. The factors affecting fare revenues, according to McKinsey, include things like the future of remote work, how many non-work trips people take, how safe riders feel, more people choosing transit after congestion pricing in Manhattan is scheduled to kick in 2024, and travelers shifting over to other transportation modes like bikes. MCA chairperson and CEO General Lever has called on Albany politicians to fund the agency like other essential services, such as the fire department or sanitation, and make it less reliant on fares. But the agency did not get that kind of regular cash infusion in this year's state budget. Okay. All right. In other transit news, President Davey. Yes, New York City Transit President Richard Davey wants to hear from Big Apple commuters every month to help the MTA figure out how to bring back more riders to its subways and buses. For the first time in the history of the agency, um, NYCT will undertake a monthly customer satisfaction survey to keep a pulse on our customers while continuing our deeper biannual customer survey, wrote Davey in Metropolitan Transportation Authority Board documents published Friday ahead of its monthly meetings this week. The combination of direct customer feedback and operational performance data is a goldmine of insight that allows for increased satisfaction and, in our case, particularly attracting more riders back onto subways, buses, and paratransit vehicles. The transit honcho added. Our goal is to make NYCT the best, most reliable way to get around NYC, which is New York City, folks. Davey in May took over the helm of NYC Transit, the MTA subsidiary in charge of the subways, buses, Staten Island Railway, and Access a Ride. According to the results from the agency's most recent questionnaire in June, subway riders were more worried about people with mental health issues in the system and safety, while bus commuters mostly wanted better service. When asked what would encourage strap hankers to take more subway trips, the top response was fewer people behaving erratically, followed by a more visible police and security presence and shorter wait times on weekends. On the buses, the highest ranking concerns were all about speeding up commutes with shorter wait times on weekdays, topping the list. That issue only came in at number 5 for those traveling on the rails. Um, the survey also asked riders how satisfied they were with service overall, as well as more specifics like cleanliness, announcements, wait times, and staff healthfulness. As the COVID-19 pandemic continues to rage on with new variants like BA5, which I will talk about in a future episode, New Yorkers are returning to mass transit at lower rates than the MTA previously expected, threatening the agency's bottom line. Um, White collar workers are largely continuing to work remotely or with hybrid schedules, and occupancy rates for the city were still at only 41% last month. There are many factors affecting ridership that fall outside the direct control of NYCT to change, most notably the popularity of remote work policies, Davey wrote. Although NYCT ridership, which is New York City Transit, recovery trends to above the North American average, it is below that of our international peers. NYC Transit got 53% of its operating budget from fare revenues pre-slamdemic, but so far this year has only earned 32% through ticket sales, below the 40% the agency budgeted. A recent audit by State Comptroller Tom DiNapoli found MTA budget gurus have warned that they will have to cut service once federal COVID relief aid dries up in the coming years, unless Governor Kathy Hochul, who controls the MTA, and the state lawmakers earmark new transit funding. MTA leaders will give an updated financial picture and present its proposed budget for 2023 to its board this week. One transit advocate said that the MTA and state and city leaders have focused too much on policing and low level crime in the subways rather than what the agency has direct control over, funding more and better service. Well, first of all, let me before I continue this shit, look, there's a reason why there's cops on subway trains and subway stations and stuff like that, because of all these stupid ass slashings and stabbings and all these crazy ass um fucking shootings that's been going on. Like you can't you can't really sugarcoat those situations. You really can't. And to me, it's like, if you're gonna talk about not folk if you're only gonna be talking about what the agency has direct control over, of course, funding. Of course, funding is important. Yes, funding is important. But what about the lives of people? Like, seriously, what about the fucking lives of people who are fucking harassed, who are fucking you know, being threatened and being in a hectic situation as far as like, crazy people, you know what I'm saying? Because without those cops in those subway trains and stations, it would not be safe at all. It would be a lot worse. So I would say, you know, have a balance between between funding and the lives of people. The lives of people is important, especially in the five boroughs of New York City. Constantly talking about police instead of how we improve subway service is passing the buck for the quality of service. Service, said Danny Pearlstein of Riders Alliance. It's not a glowing advertisement for the system, as opposed to saying, here's what we're doing now to make the commute better. Well, look, it's not going to happen overnight, folks. So I'm just saying. Though, it's not gonna happen overnight though, you know what I mean? So let's just um let's just this get this shit out the way though, man. All right. We're gonna get into a little thing that I like to call chatting or the jazz right here, man. And our first story in chatting on the jazz is involving a story of what happened in Chelsea, New York. All right. Let's look for the story oh, here we go. Yeah. Shout outs to Andy's randomness for pointing out the story actually when New York One didn't really talk about it, but I'm gonna talk about this shit though, man. So this is for you, Andy. Anyway, so here's what's happening here. According to the New York Post, NYPD officers got into a shootout with a robbery suspect outside a Chelsea club early Friday, cops said. Plainclothes cops in in NYPD windbreakers were patrolling around West 21st Street and 6th Avenue shortly after 3 a.m. when a bouncer at the Doe nightclub alerted them to a robbery in progress outside, police said. When the officers arrived, two suspects were mugging a person near the nightclub, police said. The officers went to intervene and one of the suspects opened fire on them, cops said. According to the NYPD, the cops returned fire. Hold on a second, folks. ABC 7 New York reported that there were people in the street at the time and that one of the bullets allegedly struck an Uber. A photo taken at the scene showed a bullet hole in the side of a parked vehicle. Yeah. No injuries were reported. The robbers, described as wearing black hoodies, sped away in a light colored sedan, possibly an Audi, police said. The getaway vehicle was last seen headed westbound on West 21st Street towards 7th Avenue. Damn, man. Yeah, I feel bad for these people who got mixed up in all this though. Now, you can't really say wrong place in the wrong time. You can't really say that though, man. This was around 3 in the morning, folks. So that's just crazy. And disgusting is not really disgusting is an understatement, man. I just say it's kind of ridiculous and fucking horrible right there, man. That's just how I'm gonna describe it right there. And let's see. What else? All right, so a 14-year-old teen. Hang on a second. We got other serious stuff to talk about here. So, the 14-year-old boy who was murdered in a targeted broad daylight shooting had recently moved to New Jersey for a better life, but was killed when he returned to his old neighborhood to say goodbye. Cops and law enforcement sources said Wednesday. Justin Streeter had just moved to Plainfield from East Harlem with his family to get away from the violence plaguing his neighborhood, but he fell victim to the bloodshed Tuesday afternoon when he briefly returned to say goodbye to his old friends and haunts, the sources said. My brother just died. Please give us some time, Streeter's sister said by phone when reached by the Post. Just after 4 p.m. on Tuesday, Streeter was hanging out with a 15-year-old friend near the corner of East 128th Street and Park Avenue when a gunman opened fire on them after they left a deli, cops said. Streeter, who was on a push scooter, was struck in the head as he fled into the street while his friend was hit in the left leg. The slain teen collapsed between two cars and was rushed to Harlem, Harlem Hospital, where he succumbed to his injuries, cops said. The older teen was able to make it across the street and run toward Lexington Avenue, where he eventually was helped by a passerby who called 911. NYPD Chief of Patrol Jeffrey Mandry said in an emotional press conference hours after the incident. The, the suspect was last seen fleeing on West 128th Street toward Madison Avenue, and cops are still working to determine the motive for the shooting and how many shots were fired, Madry said. End quote. This is terrible, and we shouldn't have to suffer through this gun violence, Madry told reporters. We shouldn't be scared to walk out in our streets in broad daylight in the middle of the afternoon and feel like we're going to be victims of gun violence. Outside of the quaint two-story home the family purchased on a tree-lined playing field block, residents were horrified to hear what had happened to their new neighbor. That's awful to hear. He was just 14 years old. Why is somebody with a gun killing a 14-year-old? Better yet, why does that person even have a gun? One neighbor questioned. Horrible. That's unbelievable. This poor family. I can only imagine how they feel. I have kids too. Wow. 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 Yeah. Yeah, this is crazy, man. Yeah, I don't really have the right words to actually say to this shit though, man. I really don't at this point. I really don't. Um I really don't at this point. So let's go into we got another issue. We got another issue right here. We got another issue right here. Another serious story that needs to be talked about. What we have here is a man was shot dead late Wednesday as he drove on the Washington Bridge. One of at least four shootings that erupted across the Big Apple overnight, cops said. The 41-year-old victim was blasted in the torso around 10:40 p.m. as he drove onto the entrance ramp to the bridge off 181st Street and Amsterdam Avenue, cops said. It appeared he kept driving after being shot and crashed his red Dodge pickup truck near the entrance ramp of the Cross Bronx Expressway on the Bronx side of the span, cops said. EMS responded and rushed the man to St. Barnabas Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. No arrests have been made, and the victim's name has not been released pending family notification. The motive for the shooting was unclear early Thursday, and police did not have a suspect description. Hours later, a 37-year-old woman was struck in the head, struck in the left arm, not the head, excuse me, the left arm by an apparent stray bullet that flew through her first bedroom window on Troy Avenue near Dean Street in Crown Heights around 1:20 a.m. Thursday, cops said. And for those of you who may not know what Troy Avenue is, it's basically a street that's in Brooklyn, which takes place in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, New York. So there you have it. Yeah, there you have it right there. Yeah, she was taken to the Kings County Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. No suspect description was immediately available, and police did not know who was targeted by the gunfire. Earlier Wednesday night, two teens were shot on the grounds of Bronx NYCHA housing developments about an hour apart, cops said. An 18-year-old male was shot around 8:20 p.m. on the grounds of the Sotomayor houses on Watson Avenue near Reverend Isaiah J. Jones Boulevard in Soundview, authorities said. He was taken to Jacoby Medical Center with non-life-threatening injuries, cops said. Then around 9:15 p.m., a 19-year-old victim was shot in his right arm when another male opened fire on Rosedale Avenue near Story Avenue on the grounds of the Monroe houses, also in Soundview, cops said. It is unclear whether he was the intended target. He was also taken to Jacoby Medical Center where he was expected to survive. It was not immediately clear whether the two shootings were connected. Yeah, this is separate. Yeah, this is a separate incident. This is a separate incident, so I'm not even gonna really. And Our last serious story right here has to do with another idiot, another fucking Neanderthal bastard. All right. So, so this is according to the Brooklyn Eagle website. On Tuesday in Brooklyn federal court, Stephen Nitty Bynum, age 40 of Brooklyn, was sentenced to 18 years imprisonment for possessing brandishing and discharging a firearm as part of a drug distribution conspiracy. As revealed during trial before U.S. Magistrate Judge Ann M. Donnelly in early 2017, Bynum has stolen drugs from a rival drug dealer and distributed the drugs around Crown Heights, Kingsborough houses. In June of 2017, the rival drug dealer then responded by assaulting Bynum near the Kingsborough houses. On September 10th, 2017, Bynum rented a car and drove to the vicinity of 2070 Dean Street of East New York to retaliate against the rival drug dealer. Bynum circled the block and slowed within distance of the rival drug dealer and a group of people he was standing with, including the pregnant victim, a resident of the neighborhood. Bynum fired multiple shots into the crowd, aiming for the individuals who had assaulted him with an illegally possessed 9mm handgun and missed the rival drug dealer, shooting the 5-month pregnant victim in the head twice. As a result of the shooting, the victim is permanently paralyzed on the right side with cognitive and speech impediments and suffers from other serious medical issues, having undergone multiple surgeries and 2 months recovery in the hospital. The victim's baby was born 2 months prematurely but survived. Breon Pierce, United States Attorney for the Eastern District of New York, John B. DeVito. No relations to Danny DeVito, folks. His special agent in charge, ATF, New York Field Division, and Keishan L. Sewell, commissioner of the NYPD, announced the sentence. End quote. Today's sentence holds the defendant accountable for his callous and wanton disregard for human life and safety in open fire and shooting a pregnant bystander in the head, causing her permanent paralysis, said U.S. Attorney Peace. Today's sentencing of a violent criminal shows the steadfast commitment by ATF to identify and bring to justice those who commit any act of violence in our community, said ATF Special Agent in Charge, DeVito. Now, look, this whole this whole idea of getting justice for certain individuals and stuff like that, because what you're getting is accountability. You're not really getting justice for real. You're really not. And I hate to say this because number one, you're basically holding a person accountable for the crime that was committed. And number two, everyone knows the justice system is fucking flawed, man. What are you doing, man? What's this shit about talking about justice for people? Seriously? Do you not even know that? Do you even not even know that the justice system is fucking flawed? Seriously, seriously. And third, the justice system is not going to be completely overhauled and fixed overnight. That shit takes time and years. That shit takes time and years, man. I just wanted to get it out the way, to basically, express myself on how I feel about the story. So there it is, right there. Also in quote, the defendant's vile actions and disregard for human life left a mother paralyzed, um, and threatened the life of her unborn child. Thanks to the efforts of the ATF, NYPD Sparta Task Force, this defendant will no longer be able to commit willful acts of violence and prey upon the citizens we have sworn to protect. Now, let me. Now I've seen that acronym ATF all the time. Now let's find out what ATF stands for. What does ATF stand for? All right. So for those of you who may not know what ATF stands for, it stands for alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. That's basically what that is, though. And of course, what they do. So basically, the ATF is a law enforcement agency in the United States Department of Justice that protects our communities from violent criminals, criminal organizations, the illegal use and trafficking of firearms, the illegal use and storage of explosives, acts of arson, and the bombings, acts of terrorism, and the illegal diversion hold on, let's see, and the illegal diversion, hang on, yeah, illegal diversion, where is it, oh shit, yes, illegal diversion of alcohol and tobacco products. We partner with communities, industries, law enforcement, and public safety agencies to safeguard the public we serve through information sharing, training, research, and use of technology. There you go, right there. That's what ATF stands for, and that's basically what they. Well, hold on. Let's see what they do here. Yeah, let's see what they do. Yeah, I just talked about that right there, man. Yeah, I just talked about that. Yeah. Yeah. Let me go to another story. Actually. Okay. Wait. Where did I leave off? Hold on, where did I leave off? Where did I leave off, man? Oh, wait. Hang on 1 minute. Hang on 1 minute here. I have the yes. This is where I was. All right, so gun violence has absolutely no place in New York City, said NYPD Commissioner Sewell. The NYPD, working in tandem with our law enforcement partners, is relentless in its pursuit of the very few people in our city who are responsible for the majority of the violence. Today's sentencing sends a strong message that this behavior will never be tolerated in New York City, and that anyone reckless enough to pick up and use an illegal gun here will face the full consequences of their actions. Yes. Yes, I'm actually glad that, you know, I'm actually glad that if I'm not mistaken, I'm actually glad that um, I'm actually glad that the person is going to be sentenced to prison. So if Eric Holder could be sentenced to prison and stuff, so can this fucking idiot. Um. Anyway, man. Let me. If there's any more, I don't think I have any more terrible stories to talk about here. I don't think I have any more terrible stories to talk about. So I think this is the last one. Yeah, this is the last one actually. All right. Let me see. Let me see. So I want to lighten things up here, man, from all those terrible stories um that we just discussed. So I'm going to turn to um a different story, and this is pertaining to um this is pertaining to angel numbers. I always wanted to learn what angel numbers is about though, but um so so the name of the episode is the stories behind the same numbers, which is basically the angel numbers. So we're gonna get into it right now. Um all right. So angel numbers. This was posted June 21st of this year. So let's get into it. While the words angel numbers might not hold much significance to you, you've probably heard of people who go nuts when the clock hits 11:11, which is the same date that I started this podcast on November 11th, 2020. Even taking a screenshot on their phone and uploading to their Instagram stories. What is the meaning and significance of 1111 and other numbers like it? In numerology, they are known as angel numbers, which Lloyd Strayhorn, an numerologist and author of Numbers and Use, says is terminology. What the hell is going on here, man? Why do you keep showing this shit, man? Why the hell you keep going? Hold on a minute. Hold on. Yeah, let me, all right, so all right, where did I leave off? Where did I leave off? Says is yeah. Okay, where did all right. So what is the meaning and significance of 1111 and other numbers like it? In numerology, they are known as angel numbers, which Lloyd Strayhorn, an astronumerologist and author of Numbers and You, says is terminology coined in the last 25 years or so for numbers that can be used as a guide or a set of instructions. And he adds that 1111 is the most popular of all the numbers. How can you recognize angel numbers as they appear in your life? Here's what numerologists want you to know and what the most common combinations mean to for you. So what are angel numbers, you ask? In numerology, angel numbers are a repetitive sequence of numbers, 1111, for example, that are shown to you to convey a divine message. If you constantly see the same series of numbers, usually in a pattern of three, it may be more than a coincidence. And if you think it's a sign, according to Alison Rose, a numerologist and spiritual healer based in Australia, it just might be. While numbers appeared repeatedly, this can be the angels sending you messages, and it is up to the receiver to work out what those messages mean. Explains Rose. Angels like to assist, so if you are receiving number messages, be on alert for other messages as well. Angel numbers differ from what is known as your life path number, which you can get by taking your birthday month, day, and year down to one number. For example, a birthday of July 14th, 1992 would take 7, 5, 1 plus 4, and 3, 1 plus 9 plus 9 plus 2, 21, followed by 1 plus 2 to get a life path number of 6, 7 plus 5 plus 3 equals 15, followed by 1 plus 5. Strayhorn admits this part of numerology can get very detailed, especially as different numbers can relate to zodiac. Yes, ruling planets and more. Angel numbers, however, don't necessarily come from our birthdays. Um, According to Nova Lee Wilder, a Los Angeles-based numerologist and author of A Little Bit of Numerology, license plates, addresses, phone and bank account numbers, prices, and timestamps all can be places where angel numbers show up. 11, 22, and 33 are considered the master numbers in numerology. Those who have birthdays or the number of letters in their name associated with these may discover additional special energies and qualities about themselves, both positive and negative. How can you find your angel numbers? While this says angel numbers are actually part of a bigger spiritual um, awakening. If you find yourself seeing particular angel numbers regularly, they may not be the only combination you'll ever see. Angel numbers can change according to the guided messages they are trying to deliver to you, explains Sean Stone, a psychic medium based in England. If the same numbers keep on appearing time and time again, then until this message is received, the numbers will be repeated. According to numerology, then, if you're seeing the same set of numbers frequently, someone is trying to get your attention. While it adds that you don't have to be a psychic to get messages from the spiritual realm. You do, however, have to be open to engaging with your intuition. Um, what are the meanings of angel numbers, you ask? Just as angel numbers can vary by person, applying their meaning to your life can vary as well. Wilder advises to meditate or get in a calm headspace to see if there are deeper, more personal meanings behind the numbers. There are general meanings, however, that you can use as a guideline. So, 000 meaning. Um, opportunity awaits. You have infinite support from your angels. Reveal stone. New opportunities are on the horizon. 11 meaning. Put yourself out there. You are ready to respond and engage with the world, shares Wilder. No need to wait. Go share, teach, and pass on your knowledge. Trust your intuition. Triple two meaning. Find steadier footing. There's imbalance in your life. Notes rose. Um, Reassess your actions and priorities. Triple three meaning. Find steadier footing. There's imbalance in your life. Notes. Hold on. No. Excuse me. Explore what you have to offer. Your magic is unfolding, says Stone. Dig deep to discover your life's higher purpose. Triple full meeting. Face things head on. You signed up for this particular challenge and you have what it takes and will make it through, shares Wilder. Focus on your support systems, build a foundation, and trust the ride. Triple five meaning, which is one of my favorites actually, which is in the username of my Instagram handle, which is one of my favorites actually. It's a time for transformation. Change is near, reveals Stone. A new, better path is emerging. You just need to take the next steps. You know, a little side story to this shit though, man, and why I chose triple five actually. I know a lot of people been asking me about the whole username thing, the whole 555 thing. Look, as I just read to you folks, um the reason I chose triple five or 555 is how people say it is because there was a clothing line that my sister used to work at, and I used to get clothes from there. And another reason that I chose that is because five is my favorite number because of the Q5 bus that I take to work and back to the crib. And for the most part, I think five is my favorite number actually, and and I can't really imagine having a different number. And and I kind of like this. I kind of like this quote though, man. You know what I'm saying? I kind of like it. And there's actually another meaning behind. There's actually another meaning behind triple five. I need to look because I know there's something. All right, hold on. Let's look this up, man. Because I Let's look this up, man. Because um yeah, let's look this up right now because I want to actually get a better understanding. So so another 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 definition of number um 555, aka triple five. Um with the number 555 representing change, Richardson says it can indicate a major internal or external shift. In the case of something external, it could mean something in your external world is about to change, whether your home base, your career, or relationships in your life. Well, there's actually more to the story. There's actually more to this story behind 555. This sounds very fucking positive, man. I kind of got the I kind of got the hang of this shit though, man. This is wow. Yeah, I like this. I like this. So okay, according to numerologists, so what five represents in numerology? According to numerologist and author of you are cosmic code Caitlin Kearhart. Angel numbers do not have roots in numerology. Those similarities between what the numbers represent in both cases can be found. In numerology, 5 is all about adventure, liveliness, and freedom, she notes. Someone with a life path 5 can also expect constant change and transformation throughout their lifetime, she adds. Similarly, angel number 555 has everything to do with change. As Richardson tells MBG, it's an action oriented number. It's a number of adventure, change, liberation, and intensity. It can also represent quick, fast moving energy, like taking quick, decisive action, she says. Um 555 angel number meaning. So first one says there's an external shift happening. Of course, sleep, support, set yourself up for success with a good night's rest. Um with the number 555 representing change, of course, actually, yeah, I just read that definition right there. What to do about it? Whether you are experiencing the change as it's happening or a change is coming. Seeing 555 encourages you to take note so you can handle the changes with as much grace as possible. These are positive shifts. And we all experience cycles of change and growth, yet these cycles can feel disorienting, Richardson explains. Number two, there's an there's an internal shift happening. Not all change is external. Sometimes the biggest changes in our lives happen on the inside as we learn, grow, and mature. The number 555 could indicate a big internal internal change, like beginning to heal codependency. Give me 1 second, folks. Need to get some water. All right. Hold on. Ooh, we made it to an hour. Okay. All right. In my experience, internal and external shifts happen in tandem. One usually slightly precedes and influences the other, Richardson notes. Um, yeah, what to do about it? This angel number indicates positive change. So if you feel like you are leveling up and changing for the better, keep your momentum going. We all have seasons when it seems like everything is shifting in our life, and we have a supercharged growth spurt. That's what 555 speaks to, Richardson tells MBG. Number three, change is inevitable. That's true. This is true. And lastly, seeing 555 can also simply serve as a reminder that change is an inevitable and necessary part of life. When things feel chaotic and unfamiliar, 555 is a comforting reminder from the angels that transitions can be intense. Richardson says, even when we are experiencing exciting changes we have longed for or worked very hard for. Um, what to do about it? Remember that you've made it through all the changes in your life so far, as Richardson's notes. Whatever transition you are going through, 555 reminds us that transitions are sometimes a restructuring and reconfiguring of your soul's path. Ultimately, you will come out the the other side, and angels will be there to help you rebuild when you do. Number four, it's time to take action. As aforementioned, the number 5 can relate to taking quick, decisive action. So seeing it can mean you've either been putting off taking action or that you need to seize the moment now. What to do about somewhat self-explanatory, but simply stated, do the thing you've been putting off. Or if you see 555 in the moment when you were thinking about a decision or next course of action, go with the option you were thinking about when you saw 555, if applicable. 555 meaning for love. If you are in a relationship, which I'm not, I know I feel bad for not being in a relationship. So don't try to tease me because I'm about to be 40 in 2 years because I've been single for so long. Like, come on, man. I get that shit all the time though, man. But anyway. Anyway, yeah, seeing 555 a lot, especially if it appears when you are thinking about your partner or your relationship. It could mean a change in the relationship is headed your way. If things are going well with the two of you, this could potentially mean you are about to enter an exciting new phase in your relationship, such as moving in together. If things aren't going well, however, 555 could be a sign that something within the relationship needs to change for it to work out, or the change could very well be a breakup. Wow. Damn. Reflect on the state of your relationship and where you want it to go. If things are going well with you two, seeing 555 could encourage you to broach the topic of the next step in your relationship, or if things aren't going well, perhaps you take seeing 555 as an opportunity to discuss what's not working between you. If you are single, which is I am, if you are single and keep seeing 555, it could, of course, mean the change heading your way is a new love interest. Yeah, I don't know, man. This hasn't happened to me, and I haven't really gotten around to it because number one, you know, a guy like me who sometimes meet women, sometimes it 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 gets very difficult for me to um actually go far because number one, in my experience, I did experience being ghosted, and it was just terrible, you know what I'm saying? And I wasn't even sure if I was gonna be able to get my confidence back. So it's it is what it is. Anyway, yeah, anyway, yeah. It could, however, also mean that right now you are meant to embrace changes in general, with love being an afterthought. This number represents change, but it also represents freedom and adventure. If this is a time of transition for you right now, embrace your singlehood and lean into your independence. The angel number 555 um could represent a new love interest, but the best way to find them is to go on adventures that light you up. Who knows, you may just meet someone when you do. 555 twin flame meeting. Oh Lord. A twin flame is a deep soul connection between two people, with the idea being that one soul was split into two bodies. Oh wow. These relationships are known for being incredibly tumultuous, but also deeply healing. If 555 appearing when you are with your twin flame or thinking about them, it can mean a change in your relationship is coming. Whether this change is well received by the two of you will remain to be seen. Though, given the generally positive associations with 555, it's often a good sign. Twin flames facilitate growth, and 555 also speaks to growth as it relates to change. So 555, in this case, can also mean you and your twin flame are helping each other change for the better. The bottom line is when certain numbers keep showing up repeatedly, you can't help but wonder what they mean. And if 555 is the number you've been seeing a lot lately, prepare for some changes ahead. Okay. Um all right. That sounds about right. Um yeah, that sounds about right though. Yeah, let's get to yeah, I'm not gonna. All right, so 666 meaning look at things in a new way. Shift your perspective to control negative thoughts and invite peace into your life. Instruct stone. 777 meaning energy is shifting. A spiritual realignment is about to occur. Affirms stone. Tap into your talents gifted by nature. 888 meaning this points to oh shit, not that I actually asked for this. Yeah, not that I actually asked for this. This points to a lesson of balance and responsibility, reveals Wilder. We're either in almost perfect balance or not able to let go of the responsibilities that aren't ours to deal with. Take inventory of where you step up when you should be stepping aside. And of course, lastly is 999 meaning let go of the old so you can make room for the new. A chapter in your life is closing, allowing another to open. Shares Stone. Wow. Wow. Talk about words of wisdom, folks. Wow. And if you like to learn about and if you like to learn about yourself as far as like the angel numbers and stuff, man, of course you could look up the angel numbers that clicks to you online. And as I was mentioning, you can check out parade.com, man. Yeah, parade.com. And of course it's gonna have the topic that I just talked about. So, what are angel numbers, numerology, meanings of angel numbers? So, there you go, right there. All right. Ladies first, right? Shonda Rhimes. I don't know, man. Wait. Ain't no story. Wait, damn, there's no story? Where's the story? Hang on a minute here. Where's the story, man? Seriously. All right. Wait. Shonda Rhimes. I just saw this. Hold on. I just saw this. Wait a second here. All right. Shonda Rhimes. Wait a minute here. All right. Let me see. Wait. Wow. Wow. Um, hang on 1 second. 1 second. I'm sorry, folks. I was trying to look for an article about Shonda Rhimes as far as like the positive the positive stuff that she's done. Um Give me 1 second. Let's see. Oh boy. Um oh boy. Um okay. All right. I think I found something else actually, Shonda Rhimes related. I think I found something else. I think I found something else though. Hold on. Okay. This is crazy. Um so Shonda Rhimes is speaking out to defend Netflix's decision to file a lawsuit against the creators of the unofficial Bridgerton musical. Abigail Barlow and Emily Bear's project began as a TikTok musical and grew into an actual album, which went on to win the Grammy Award for Best Musical Theater Album. While Netflix appears to have supported the project in the early stages, the streamer objected to Barlow and Bear mounting a live stage version of the musical. The unofficial Bridgerton musical album live in concert was performed at the historic Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. this past week with a cast that included big names from Broadway. Variety wrote that the stage show reportedly featured more than a dozen songs that involved exactly copied dialogue, character traits, expression, and other elements from Bridgerton. Shonda, who is the executive producer behind Bridgerton, has released a statement to explain why Netflix is suing the team. Many fans have expressed disdain at Netflix for filing the lawsuit. Wow. And wow, man. And actually this is crazy. And I'm not really a Grey's Anatomy person. I'm not really a Grey's Anatomy person, but I will say this though. Shit. This is crazy. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm not really a Grey's Anatomy person, so I'm not even gonna really get into all this stuff. So anyway. Anyway, let me move on to the next one, man. Let me move on to the next because I yeah, I don't want to stay on this shit for too long. Okay, so Gunner is denying bail again. And this is according to TMZ.com. Gunner's come up short again, denied bond for the second time because the judge believes his involvement in the young stoner's life camp could lead to witness intimidation. Judge Euro D. Glanville once again rejected all of Gunner's attorney's motions, leaving the rapper stuck in his Fulton County jail cell at least until his case goes to trial in January 2023. Gunner's attorney Steve Sadler tells TMZ Hip Hop Sergio Kitchens, aka kitchens. Oh shit. Oh man. AK got oh wow, Sergio Kitchens. um AK Gunna. And the defense team are very disappointed in the denial of bond. Gunna produced substantial evidence that bond was warranted for him. The prosecution again produced no evidence at all. Instead, it chose to rely on vague and non-specific allegations and speculation through the statements of the prosecutor alone. He added justice isn't being served by repeatedly denying Gunna bond on his way to an inevitable not guilty verdict. Prosecutors asked the court to block access to addresses and contact information of witnesses from defense attorneys until 30 days before the trial. Gunna has been going hard for his freedom, penning an open letter to the U.S. Constitution on his birthday this year, which was capped by his number one album, DS Forever. He's accused of receiving stolen property and possession of drugs with intent to distribute, allegations to which he pled not guilty. This is the dumbest thing. Oh gosh. This is far the dumbest shit that he's ever done. I'm sorry. Man, because this is I'm sorry, man, but seriously, I can't really fathom this idea though, man. I really can't really fathom this idea of a rapper who went from having a career into something like this. And his crazy ass is hurt right now because he's in prison. You get the gist, man. You get the gist of this shit, though, man. Look, before I move on to the next story, man, if you are a music artist, right, and you say anything specifically in the lyrics, now wait. I know what certain people might be thinking. Is this considered art? Or is it just dry snitching to get caught? Think about it, folks. Think about that. Yeah, think about that though. Anyway. All right, let's go to let's go to all right, let's go to Rick Ross, man. Ricky Rose. Hold on, let's go to that right there. Now this okay. Hold on a minute here. So counting his cows. Wait. Yeah, wait. Hold on. The most recent one. Oh my gosh. Really? Really though? Gilly the Kid? Oh gosh. This is ridiculous, man. All right. This is let me go to. So I tried to like when I saw this shit, I was like, wait a minute, man, really? Really though? Okay, so this is according to hotnewhiphop.com, right? Rick Ross has finally answered the question on everybody's mind. Rick Ross is an opinionated man. He's voiced his thoughts on a myriad of topics from crypto, which he believes is a bad idea. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I'm glad I'm not the only person who thinks crypto is a bad idea, man. This is where the scam shit that's going on, man. It's the most ridiculous scandalous idea I ever heard, man. Anyway, which to private jets, which he believes are a bad idea. Oh damn. Now the Miami rapper is weighing in on the much discussed topic of ass eating. In a recent interview on the Beyond the Chair podcast, Ross stated definitely that the practice is not for him. Exactly. I don't really have no taste for ass, Rick Ross said. When asked if he thinks he could ever develop an affinity for it, he stood resolute. I know what I like, he responded, and I usually avoid the ass. The host then pressed Ross, questioning whether he ever even done it as a slip up. Ross pondered the query for a moment, but his response was the same. Nah. He continued to say that a slip up in that regard is probably not in fact a slip up. If that's what you did, you ain't slip up, he insisted, getting slightly worked up at the very idea. From top to bottom is a very long way, he continued. I'm just letting you know that ain't a Rosie thing right there. Of course, in a splash. Oh my gosh. And if I splash your face, but was overcome with laughter, check out the entire interview below. Ross begins to discuss eating ass. Oh gosh. Really though? Really though? I don't know. I don't know, man. And I'm not even gonna really oh man. And other I think wait a minute. Most recent one, I just saw this just now actually. Um Another story as he celebrates the release of his latest album, Wiz Khalifa is also discussing his celebrity peers that have inspired his business moves. Today, July 29th, Wiz delivered Multiverse. And just prior to its release, the Pittsburgh hitmaker sat down with Double XL to not only talk about the album, but his efforts outside of music. Yeah, multiverse. First of all, it's not. We're not talking about the multiverse of Marvel Comics, folks. We're talking about the album. Um, yes. Yeah, outside of music. Khalifa has shaped quite the successful rap career, but he's also a leading force in several industries with his businesses related to food and beverage, cannabis, um, and even mushroom. Oh, what? Really? Really? Yeah, and journalist um Komet High wanted to know who Wiz looked up to when it came to diversifying his portfolio with multiple streams of income. He named um he named several familiar figures that have etched their names into the rap mogul Mount Rushmore. Um, what is this? What is this shit here? Mount Rushmore. Huh. And Jay-Z, Master P, Kevin Hart, Dave Chappelle said Wiz, these are people who do what the fuck they want to do. They own their shit. They move when they want to move. You know what I'm saying? And they don't really, show too much. They really just they be on point. 50 Cent, you know what I'm saying? 50's a really good business person and mentor of mine. Snoop has given me a lot of game. Rick Ross. These are dudes that really, really handle business. Rick Ross wakes up and promotes every motherfucking day. Wiz at it with a laugh. He promotes every day. Like, my man don't stop. Yeah, I look up to those dudes. Like, how serious they take their business. Wow. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool and smart though, man. That's pretty cool and smart. All right, let's make some noise for Wiz Khalifa, man. All right, our next topic has to do with Lil Baby. Yeah, Little Baby's loyalty was on full display at Rolling Loud when he successfully swatted off a few fans trying to pose as fam slipping backstage. The 4PF Records boss was spotted conducting his own ID check of entourage members, which is typically security's job, but nonetheless, he was able to defuse any mishaps from going down. You can almost hear what sounds like Baby scolding the actual Rolling Loud security for getting the head count wrong as he takes matters into his own hands. He points out familiar faces and even possibly lets a few well-behaved fans slide through his through before security steps in and creates a human wall around the gate. Baby was among the many rap stars present for Rolling Loud Miami, dedicating his "Drip Too Hard" performance to its incarcerated co-star Gunna, among other his other hits. He'll be rolling with the same team all summer. His Miami pit stop coincided with his current tour with Chris Brown, which also is powered by RL. All right. Up next is Daniel Kaluuya. The mystery of Daniel Kaluuya's possible involvement in Black Panther Wakanda Forever is solved. Sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about that. The the Londoner will not be returning to the franchise for a second outing. It was expected that Kaluuya would reprise his role of W. Kabi, the best friend and confidant of T of King T'Challa, the late Chadwick Boseman, and head of security for Border Tribe. Variety though reports that Kaluuya, was unable to star in the sequel due to filming clashes with Jordan Peele's latest horror film, Nope, his next big screen role. The sequel is expected to explore other characters within the Black Panther stories while honoring the legacy of the late actor and his character, King T'Challa. Marvel fans had speculated that Kaluuya's character, W. Kabi, might have inherited the mantle of superhero Black Panther in the sequel. While the plot of Black Panther Wakanda Forever sequel remains shrouded in mystery. Hold on. Um yeah, wait. Yeah. While the plot of Black Panther Wakanda Forever sequel remains shrouded in mystery, the cast definitely comprises of Lupita Nyong'o, Denai Gurira, Martin Freeman, Letitia Wright, Winston Duke, and Angela Bassett, all reprising their Black Panther roles. We also know that Michaela Coel, Tanakh Huerta, and Dominic Throne will be joining the cast in so far undisclosed roles. Upon release in 2018, Black Panther became one of the highest grossing movies of all time, taking over $1.3 billion worldwide. Hold on. It became the first Marvel movie to receive a nomination for Best Picture at the Academy Awards. Kaluuya kickstarted his career with roles on British TV with Skins, Doctor Who, and Black Mirror. His performance in the latter persuaded Peele to cast him in 2017's genre-defining horror Get Out, propelling him to global fame. Now, it's already out right now. Nope is already out right now. I will actually go over the box office in the next episode. Black Panther Wakanda Forever is scheduled for release on November the 11th of this year. All right. Let's see. Irv Gotti. Okay. Irv Gotti is $100 million richer with $200 million in additional funding readily available to sponsor his upcoming TV and film ventures, thanks to a massive deal signed with um, Olivier Chastain's music rights and brand management company, Iconoclast. It was the best time to sell. Yeah, hold on. It was the best time to sell because they gave me so much. The Queens, New York native and proud owner of Visionary Ideas Entertainment, born Irving Domingo Lorenzo Jr., tells Billboard of selling his 50% ownership stake of Murder Inc.'s past music recordings while retaining ownership of his company. It was a very high multiple, and I'm moving towards producing and owning my first movie, which I wrote. I'm going to direct, and I'm producing. Gotti is understandably excited about the new windfall, particularly when he compares it to the $1 million figure He was once offered by Universal Music Group for his masters. God himself is holding my hand right now, and I'm not letting go, he says. I sold my past to ignite my future. I'm building visionary ideas entertainment into a multi-billion-dollar entertainment company. Instead of going to the investment circle and maybe raising $100 million, I did it myself, and I'm betting on myself. Above all, the millionaire mogul is grateful for his latest blessing after the death of his dad. Irvington Domingo Lorenzo Sr., he was a cab driver. I watched him work the graveyard shift and early in the morning to provide for his family, Gotti says. Billboard caught up with Gotti for an upbeat phone call about the new deal and upcoming business plans, during which the magnate unveiled his long-term vision for visionary ideas entertainment, which includes creating opportunities for young people and supporting his own family. Wow. And of course, damn, this is crazy, man. So I have to say, wait a minute here. All right. Yeah, I gotta say congratulations. You know what I'm saying? I gotta say congratulations, man. So I think he did an interview with Billboard and basically talked about how he talked about in his statement um after the question of how did you craft this $300 million deal. He says, I raised five million for me to shoot my movie, and I used my music catalog as collateral. When I did that, it opened up a can of worms. My good friend Zach Horowitz, who used to be the CFO for the Universal Music Group, called me and was like, Irv, are you interested in selling your catalog? My guy Walter Jordan was always telling me, Irv, you've got money there. Then Zach said he knows um Oliver Oliver Chastain, and he's the best and pays top dollar. We met and it was a love fest. Oliver felt my energy, and the deal didn't take long, a couple of months. I'm a very spiritual person, and it's God and my dad who passed away on November 1st looking out for their boy. It's very surreal, but I would give every dollar of the $300 million to get my dad back. But he's with me, and I feel his presence. He developed cancer. He also talked about how he developed cancer. My last words to him were, "Don't worry about nothing. I'm gonna take care of everybody that comes from you and mom." Um, Nene Lorenzo. My man smiled at me. The tears rolled. Um, I'm inspired because I'm never going to not live up to my word. He died like an hour later. This deal is one step toward my promise to Poppy. Everyone knows me to be a hard worker and thinker. I made Universal Music Group probably $1 billion with my work with Jay Z, DMX, late great DMX, Ja Rule, and everything. I tell everybody, if you thought I worked hard for them, then now I'm set I'm set up for me and my family, the Domingo family. There's a fire burning in me that's crazy, and that's why I'm up at 6 in the morning. Like, yeah, I'll be there. It's my money now, so you know you're gonna work extra hard when it's your money. We did our best for for other motherfuckers, and now it's for us. And another question from Billboard is, what can you share about your development with deal with Paramount Global and BET? The relationship I have with Viacom/CBS, which includes BET, Showtime, and the different entities. I can safely say to you that my relationship with the boss of Viacom CBS, Bob Bakich, Bakich, Bakich is a one in a million relationship because of his love and belief in me. It's basically through him that I'm crafting deals where he will enable me to own it. The movie Tales presents We Made It in America. He's allowing me to pay my own money and own it. And then Paramount will distribute it. But at the end of the day, I own it. The CEO of BET, Scott Mills, were in talks now to build a business model where they will license all of my TV, scripted and unscripted, for X amount of years, and then after X amount of years, I own it outright. The entertainment industry is music, TV, and film, right? The music business is the lowest form, and I just bagged $100 million for shit I did 20 years ago. Why do you think the music industry ranks lowest? It's just facts. It's just the facts. More money is made in TV and with movies than music. It's a non-disputable fact. We love the music industry, and I love the music industry. There's money to be made, but it's dwarfed by the money made from TV and film. If I have 100 episodes of television and I own it, they'll probably put a worth on it at 300 or $400 million. With $300 million or $400 million, I could sell it at a 10 to 20 multiple. That's $3 to $6 billion. This is why Tyler Perry is a billionaire. That's why I sold my masters and did this deal with Iconoclast. Now I'm set. Now I'm set up to on my shit. I'm trying to have visionary ideas be how DreamWorks was with different filmmakers, writers, and producers. They can now come to me if they want to make a TV series or a movie. I'm gonna fuck with my Benny Booms, Little X's, and Christian Robinson. Christian Robinson did ATL and did that's a good movie. It it we make these movies for 5 million or less, and they do for and they do 30 or 40 million. It's a huge success. Also, I want to make sure this is correct. I only own 50% of my masters, and Universal Music Group own the other 50%. When it came time for us to terminate the deal, Universal Music Group offered me 1 million. I basically said, "What? That ain't nothing. That ain't nothing, yo. Fuck you. My shit is worth more than that." They explained to me that it was only CD sales. I would like to thank the good Lord for streaming. Streaming has made my masters worth way more. Patience is virtue. Patience is virtue. Thank the good Lord for Apple, Spotify, Tidal, Amazon, and all of the places that people stream. Now you don't have to buy anything. When you when you listen, it generates money. Now I sold my masters, producer royalties, and my publishing. I sold it all. Why did you feel safe to do that? I gave them my past, but I know I'm about to produce a great soundtrack for every movie that comes out. I'm about to break new artists into the mainstream. I'm about to produce their music, so I'm going to build another legacy. And this time I own 100%. With my new distribution deal with Kevin Lyles, I'll be like DreamWorks, where I can do music, TV, and film at the highest level because I have distribution situations with all of those entities. I grew up as the youngest of 8 kids. When I signed this deal and got $100 million, it was very surreal. The little kid in me is overjoyed. What are the three biggest things fans should tune in to catch on your new Murder Inc. documentary with BET premiering August 9th? Probably the biggest one is the whole Ashanti relationship thing gets discussed, and not just by me, but every artist, worker, and employee talks about it, and in the dynamics of it. It ain't me, it's all of them. I want people to see. The second biggest thing is the whole Feds case in 2005 and how they came after me and why they were trying to do that. That experience brought me closer to God because I was like, help me, God. Please help. The Feds have about a 98% conviction rate. So with me beating the Feds, I'm especially special. It's truly a great story of redemption. The story of being on top of the world and having everything taken from you and risking going to jail for the rest of your life. Beating the Feds and rebuilding, reinventing myself, and not music. Um, but with TV and now films content that will make me a billionaire. Next biggest thing, it shows my family dynamic. It shows me and Poppy. What BT loved about it is I put myself in the place of a normal kid, not taking life serious. But then my dad got laid off because he was approaching the age to get his pension. They fired him for having a drink. It was fucked up. It had been 20 years. It was because he was gonna have his pension. Um, damn. Oh shit, that sucks. After pushing more and more ownership of their masters, what are your thoughts on that? Artists should want to own their masters. Let me tell you about a conversation that changed my dynamic. I'm really good. I'm really good friends with Mark Lossery for over 20 years. He's a billion billionaire and owns the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm at his house over this last summer. He has a fucking huge mansion in Connecticut. I was like, man, I'm like Steven Spielberg, Jeffrey Katzenberg, and David Geffen rolled into one motherfucker. He was like, wow, that's amazing. You said everything but the right thing. It stopped me in my tracks. He said, who owns it? You can't sell what you don't own. And another question, are you open to burying the hatchet with Ashanti moving forward and working together again? Yes, I'm in a different space. I got all the spread. I ain't mad at nobody. We could bury the hatchet. We could work together. I don't care. Let's get let's get money. Um I don't want to be the only billionaire. She's mad that I say we were together. She doesn't want anyone to know we were in love. I'm not ashamed of whatever I've done in my life. I don't regret my relationship with Ashanti. That's how I felt. Watch the documentary. I'm curious to see what her crazy fans are going to say. My artist said it was kind of it was kind of fucked up because when Ashanti hit, they felt Herbs was with Ashanti and he didn't pay attention to us like maybe he could have. Of course, he didn't let Ja Rule fall. Jay-Z and Nas talk too. Nas talks about why he didn't stay with Murder Inc. All of the 50 Cent shit gets talked about. The documentary is absolutely brilliant, and I love that BET put Tales season 3 on right after. It's it's off the charts. The survivor of the fittest episode is ridiculous. Ja Rule's song is on there. Put it on me. Yeah, let's make some noise for Irv Gotti and 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 signing that big deal though. Let's make some noise, man. I can't really hate on that, man. So congrats. All right. Let's go to hold on. Let's go to how many topics I do? Two. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Damn, so we got 4 more topics. Okay, so we got 4 more topics to talk about here. Let's talk. All right. All right. So 23. All right. What can audiences expect from Sherri? Okay. All right. So daytime TV viewers are seeing a huge shift in the landscape after a number of longtime talk shows came to an end this year. Ellen DeGeneres, for one, wrapped her show up after 19 seasons. The Wendy Williams show was canceled after 13 seasons when its namesake host was unable to return for the final season and health and financial struggles. To that end, Sherri Sheppard is stepping in with her own show, Sherri, and she sees a specific void in the daytime TV slate that she plans to fill. Sherri Sheppard Sherri Sheppard was one of many guest hosts who stepped in for Wendy Williams when she was unable to return for season 13 of her show. The decision was eventually made to cancel the Wendy Williams show and give the time slot permanently to Sheppard. However, the former co-host of The View told people she's going to put her own spin on her series, filling a hole that's been left in the world of daytime TV, particularly since the end of the Ellen DeGeneres show, Sheppard said, in quote, Ellen DeGeneres is gone, and I love Kelly Clarkson because she's naturally authentic, but people underestimate a stand-up comic, and that's where we come in. We create magic where there is none, and there is really nobody I could think who can fill that void. But I'm here, and that's what I'm bringing. The Kelly Clarkson show has been taped to take over Ellen DeGeneres' vacated time slot, and the American Idol winner is apparently putting her show through a complete overhaul in order to do that. Every host has their strengths, however, and where DeGeneres is known for her comedy, Kelly Clarkson is more musically inclined. Singing is and will likely remain a big part of the former voice coach's show. Clearing the lane for Sherri Sheppard and comedy background. The actress said as a guest host on the Wendy Williams show, she stayed within the format that Wendy Williams had established, but with her own eponymous talk show, Sherri Sheppard looks forward to bringing her own flavor and finding the lightness and the humor of a hot topic story. She said, in quote, it literally will be everything I haven't been able to display. You only got to see snippets of what I do when I'm a guest on a talk show or when I was on The View. Sherri Sheppard seems excited about being able to call the shots on her own series, but when Sherri premieres, there's one person who likely won't be tuning in, and that's Wendy. So Wendy Williams threw some shade at the woman who's replacing her, saying that what Sheppard brings to the table is really not my thing. To each of their own. Damn, damn, son, the fucking shade. Why? Why the shade, man? Yeah, why the fucking shade, man? Seriously, seriously. Wendy Williams' ass is so butthurt right now, man. Really, it's so, it's so crazy right now, man. Oh shit. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Oh boy. Um, as well as Wendy Williams and Ellen DeGeneres, Maury Povich hung up his hat after a 31-year talk show career. Nick Cannon saw his talk show acts after just one season, and The Real was also canceled following the end of its eighth season. In the musical Malayu. Meanwhile, Kelly Clarkson will be joined by fellow American Idol alum Jennifer Hudson, who's set to debut her own talk show this fall. Viewers who are excited to see Sherri Sheppard to put her stamp on the world of daytime TV can do so this fall. With the premiere of Sherri coming September 12th, of course, check your local listings for time and channel. You can also see what other premieres are coming soon in Cineblend's 2022 TV schedule. And yeah. So we got two more to talk about here. Of course, obviously, Malcolm. Hold on, hold on. Let's do Soldier Boy, man. Oh, the Limewire thing. Um, Limewire is making its triumphant return with the help of a Soldier Boy classic. Last week on July 7th, the former file sharing client announced it will be returning in an all new form different from its origin as an illegal music download hotbed. In the video promotion, two kids are shown leaving school and excitedly rushing home to download Soldier Boy's 2007 hit Crank That Soldier Boy, which scores the commercial. The video then cuts to the two kids as adults. In a similar situation, they rush home to get on Limewire. Only this time they're going on the site to check on the NFT purchase. Oh man. Soldier Boy has reposted his fans' responses to the ad on Twitter. This man brought LimeWire back. Legendary one person posted, "First rapper to bring LimeWire back in 2022." Another person wrote. Um, damn, son. In the early 2000s, file sharing softwares like LimeWire and Napster were all the rave, with people looking to illegally download anything from music to movies. In 2010, a U.S. federal judge issued an injunction against the company after several record companies and the Record Industry Association of America filed lawsuits against LimeWire on the grounds of copyright infringement. Yeah, copyright infringement. Um, yeah, copyright infringement actually. Um, and The owners of LimeWire settled out of court for an amount that was rumored to be in the low nine figures. In March, The new owners of the Limewire name announced they would be rebranding as a music NFT marketplace for creators and collectors. All right, up next is Malcom Jamal Warner. Okay, okay. Malcolm Jamal Warner, obviously, and Wendell Pierce are confirmed to star in an episode of Accused alongside Karen LeBlanc. Fox's crime antho- anthology drama is based on the BBC's BAFTA winning anthology and is set to open in a courtroom on the accused, with viewers being left in the dark about the crime or how the accused wound up on trial. As told from the defendant's perspective through a series of flashbacks, accused portrays the how ordinary people find themselves wrapped up in outstanding circumstances, leading down a path of no return. Warner and LeBlanc star as the anxiety-ridden, shielding parents following an incident involving their daughter at a park, while Pierce will portray the detective assigned to their case. Malcolm Jamal Warner shared a little backstory about his role, talked about handling disappointments in auditions, and shared how he knew the role in the upcoming series was meant for him. And then came this episode of The Accused, began the caption of his Instagram post. I read it and it had my name written all over it, as if the universe was once again reminding me that what's for me is for me. Um, he continued, like most actors who still have to audition, as much as I have the good fortune to work. The percentage of auditions I don't book is high, but I can also say that the roles I do book, the ones with my name all over them, make up for all those auditions I don't get. This role is challenging, exciting, irritating, and frightening to say the least. And it also confirmation. It's also a confirmation that as long as I do my part, the universe will do its part. Warner currently stars on Fox's The Resident as AJ Austin. Pierce is known for his classic role of Detective Buck Moreland on HBO's The Wire, and mostly recently appeared in Amazon's Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan. LeBlanc mostly recently starred in owns The Kings of Napa. She has also appeared on HBO's Lovecraft Country. Billy Porter was tapped to direct one of the episodes in the anthology that centers on a fierce drag queen and an affair that leads to devastating consequences, reports Deadline. And a premiere date for Accused has yet to be announced, so remains to be seen, man. Remains to be seen. Um, yeah, yeah. Up next, up next, um, up next is of course, obviously Busta Rhymes. All right, so um, according to Hip Hop DX, um, with LL Cool J's inaugural Rock the Bells festival just around the corner, the lineup is growing. According to a press release, Busta Rhymes will appear at the Queens Base event on August 6th alongside LL Cool J, Lil Kim, Ice Cube, Rick Ross, The Diplomats, Fat Joe, Remy Ma, Scarface, Trina, Nori, Diggable Planets, DJ Scratch, Scarface, and Mr. C, among others. The official Rock the Bells Instagram account confirmed the addition on Thursday, July 14th, that read, just added, one of the greatest live shows on earth. At Busta Rhymes will be hitting the hashtag RTB Festival stage August the 6th, 2022 at Forest Hill Stadium in Queens. Get your tickets now at rockthebells.com/festival before the price goes up July 15th at 6 p.m. Eastern. Want to give a special shout out to our presenting partners, Procter Gamble, King C. Gillette, and M. Bib for supporting Rock the Bells Festival and hip hop culture. Hosted by Roxanne Shante, the Rock the Bells Festival aims to bring together some of hip hop's biggest icons and genre defining artists for an entire day of live music, interactive experiences, art exhibits, food, and much more. Rock the Bells was previously the name of another hip hop festival hosted by Gorilla Union. Gorilla Union in the early to mid 2000s. Oh shit. Oh shit. That's fucking laughable, folks. LL Cool J petitioned the trademark trial and appeal board to cancel all existing trademarks in 2017, but the promoter repeatedly attempted to refile for the trademark. In 2019, LL Cool J sued the production company for stealing the name from his 1985 hit "Rock the Bells." Hang on. As reported by The Blast at the time, a judge ordered Gorilla Union to transfer all control of his social media accounts, websites, domains, and any other intellectual property to LL Cool J. The promoter was also barred from using the name or any other similar trademarks again. This festival is my way of showing love to the community of hip hop and celebrating the incredible journey this culture has taken, going from DJ Cool, Herc's Cedric Avenue, Rec Room to the global phenomenon we all cherish today. LL Cool J said of the event, getting to bring some of the most iconic and influential hip hop artists to the same stage in my hometown and the city that started it all. It is an honor, and I can't wait for everyone to see what we have in store for them. As part of the first annual Rock the Bells, UGK legend Bun B is bringing his Trill Meals food court to the festival grounds. Nas, E40, Jadakiss, Styles P, Ghostface Killer, and Mia X will all bring their culinary delights to the audience. Of course, you can check back with Hip Hop DX soon for an exclusive with Bun B, in which he'll discuss his RTB festival vision and more. Hold on. All right. Let me see. Let's see if we covered every topic today. And yes, we did. Yes, we did. Um, yeah, let's see. Yes, we did. Let me make sure I covered every topic. Um, Let me make sure I covered every topic though. All right. Yeah, we covered everything. All right, let me wrap up this episode right here, man. Listen, um, Listen, you'd like to show some love by supporting the podcast, the New York podcast right here. You can show some love not only you follow, but you can also make a charitable donation to my Cash App. So no matter what amount of money you decide to choose to donate, will be appreciated. Which is Cash App $ G Money Stacks 555. That's $G Money Stacks 555. That's capital G lowercase MONEY, capital S lowercase TACKZ 555 on there. All right, so there you go right there. Now I'm not gonna have time to do podcast free game mechanisms tonight, so I'll probably have to do it some other time. So I'm gonna go straight ahead to stream choices on the go. Let's go. You want to show some love? Go ahead and make sure you follow Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York podcast on Facebook, alongside with Instagram, alongside with my other shows, Excellent Fun Vibrant Podcast, the Sports Edition show, and of course the review show, Meticulous Values Podcast, and alongside of myself is G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York. So make sure you turn on your notifications for updates and details on when the episodes are going to be dropping and all that other great stuff. What's up right there? So yeah. I also like to get into, now you can leave a voice message on Anchor, and I will gladly be able to take care of playing it on the air on one of these episodes and stuff. So don't you, I got y'all back though. Also speaking of Anchor, man, you can go to the link in bio where it says Linktree/G Money Stacks 555, and it's going to have a whole list of audio streaming platforms, including YouTube, which I will gladly get into right now. So here we go. You can listen to the New York podcast on Anchor. You can there's Audacity, there's Audible, Audio Burst, Amazon Music, Breaker, Castbox FM, Deezer, Listen Notes, Moon FM Podcast, Player FM, Pocket Cast, Podbay, Podfriend, Podopolo, Podorama Podcast, Index Podcast, Addict, Podchaser, Podverse, Reason FM, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Google Podcasts, and you can also leave a 5-star rating on Podchaser, Podfriend, and Spotify as well. And you can also listen to Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York podcast on Radio Public, alongside with iHeartRadio, the #1 app for music, radio, and podcasts. Make sure you follow my other shows, the Sports Edition show, Excellent Fun Vibrant Podcast, and of course Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast review show. That's also on iHeartRadio right there. And of course, last but not least, the YouTube. Make sure you grab that subscribe button and the noni bell so you can be reminded when the show goes on the air via live stream, and of course the time of when the recording is going to start. Leave a like and a comment along with the episodes and the topics that was discussed. You can share your thoughts and talks in the comment section along with YouTube, and of course, hold on a second. Hold on. Yeah. And you can also share the episodes, stream, listen, watch the episodes, especially the ones that you missed, and the new episodes and the previous episodes. Make sure you catch up on all these episodes. That's very important. And you could share the videos, download these episodes, and also make sure you stay tuned for more video content, upcoming episodes, previous episodes. Make sure you spread the word, and of course, be sure to actually share the podcast along with your friends, wives, husbands, girlfriends, boyfriends, friends, the people you cool with from work and stuff, so they get an idea of who I am as a host on this New York podcast. And I'm glad to actually, enjoy creating content with you folks right here. And of course, I'd like to say thank you to everyone who tuned in and rocking with me on episode 169. And as we talked about the angel numbers. And I hope y'all learned something from these angel numbers and stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? And like I always say at the end of the show, of course, be sure you do something that makes you happy, mentally, physically, and spiritually. And for the most part, the grind does not stop. Hard work pays off. And you want to make sure whatever you are creating, whether it's podcasting like myself, radio personality, and whatever career field that you're doing as far as your craft and stuff, make sure you stick to it. Be consistent. Of course, find your voice. Be confident. Be on your P's and Q's with your craft. And I like to add, also make sure you find something that clicks to you, and you just have to find what gets you into your zone. So get in your zone and your P's and Q's, folks. And that's going to do it for me, man. I'm G Money Stacks. Thank you very much for listening and tuning in and rocking with me. And I'm going to see y'all in the next episode. So make sure you be careful out there. And also, I would like to say, too, you are only human. You are only human. You can only do your best. And please do not overthink because when you overthink, you end up stressing yourself out and making shit complicated. So there you go right there. A little sprinkle of life lessons and a little bit of gems right there, man. And look, I'm out of here, man. I'm off this shit. So I'll see y'all in the next episode. Peace and one love. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you got a chance to catch up on all the episodes that's already on the YouTube channel page of G Money Stacks 555. Of course, make sure you subscribe and all that other great stuff right there, man. Peace and one love, and have a good night, folks.